Good morning, everyone. We welcome you to the Wednesday, October the 2nd meeting of the Board of Trustees for the Utah Transit Authority. We would invite you to stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll next have our Safety First Minute with Sheldon Shaw. Good morning, Sheldon.
Morning, Chair, trustees. Appreciate the opportunity. For the safety minute today, I brought a close call video. This happened at Center Street, North Salt Lake with one of our front runner trains, and it illustrates the stopping distance. Also illustrates the good working relationship we have with Union Pacific. So if you start that, appreciate it. Just a disclaimer saying that I'm allowed to show it, but not give copies out. So this is front runner, full speed, 79 miles an hour, southbound towards Salt Lake. Center Street, North Salt Lake is the grade crossing in front of us. See our operator there. You can see the red handle is our brake valve. You can see him grab a hold of that and put it first in full service, and then emergency braking. Emergency braking, so we're going to stop no matter what. Way out in the distance is a tanker truck. I don't know if you can see that tanker truck out there in the grade crossing on Center Street. You see there's a UP train there on the west side, so it's trying to figure out a way to get into the middle.
Oh, sheesh. Holy hell, thought I had him.
UTA Train 9, over.
UTA Train 9 stopped just south of Center Street, over.
Copy. We just got a call from UP. We have a tanker truck inside the gates, over.
That's affirmative, control. No contact made. Went into emergency. He moved out of the way. I'm going to try to recover and proceed southbound, over.
You could kind of hear Tom was choking up there. He was a longtime employee, helped train me when I was new to commuter rail. Is since retired, but he did a great job, didn't he? He put that train emergency braking way out there with that tanker truck on the horizon. We used that as an opportunity to do some Operation Lifesaver presentations for that company, and so I was able to do presentations for all their operators in the Mountain West. Also, we were able to get them to not use that crossing. They get off on Redwood Road and come in from the west side, so they don't go through our crossing anymore. Also show some great working relationship between us and Union Pacific, because if you heard, the dispatcher was trying to call our train to warn them that Union Pacific had called us to say there was a truck inside the grade crossing. So that freight train had called Omaha. Omaha had called Warm Springs, and Warm Springs was trying to warn our train. And so that was a good illustration of us trying to work together as two railroads. So close calls happen, and was luckily nothing happened there.
Well, thank you. We occasionally get this conversation like we ought to go more than 79 miles an hour. And I think the challenge with grade crossings point out that you'd have to make some substantive changes before you could go at even higher speed.
We use that video for Operation Lifesaver presentations to show our stopping distance. Tom reacted way back there, and yet we were only able to slow down to about half our speed.
Yeah.
He was moving during the whole video.
Great. Thank you so much for that. Bob, any public comments?
We do. Claudia Johnson.
Welcome, Claudia. If you'd step forward and use the microphone, that would be great.
Thank you for letting me make my comment here. I just want everybody to know on UTA, but also the board here, that I've had a lot of people tell me that thank you for changing the schedules. Thank you for changing the areas that they've covered. It's made a big difference in many people's lives. One lady no longer has to go 2 hours to take a ride. She can do it in an hour. She'd prefer less, but that's life. And another lady came up to me the other day and she said, "Oh, thank you. You made it so much easier for me." And I thought, I didn't do a thing. But the fact is I have been reporting to people and talking to people, and people are using it. She's never used the bus before. She's really excited that she could use it now. She has to walk 10 minutes from her daughter's home and get there, but she can do it. And she said, "I'm concerned when winter comes because that's downhill and back uphill in the wintertime." But I just want to pass that on because I think we hear so many negative things and we never hear the positive things. But more importantly, there were some significant changes that were made. I've noticed the changes and I appreciate it. And other people do. And I think that the kudos go out to all of UTA, not just to the board, but to all of UTA. And especially this morning after hearing the news, I thought it needs a bright spot instead of a negative spot. But anyway, thank you. I appreciate the work that you guys do. It's an ongoing process. I know it's an ongoing process. A lot of people think it's instant and we need to do those things, but this schedule change has made a big difference. Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate that comment a lot. We know we've had a lot of great staff that have done a lot of hard work to get us to this point and as we go forward, so thank you. Any other comments, Bob? We'll next go to our consent agenda, which includes approval of some minutes here.
I move approval of the minutes of our board meeting and 3 budget work sessions as outlined in the consent agenda.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? That motion passes. Thank you. Next is our agency report. Carolyn, good morning.
Good morning. Today we'd like to recognize Somerset Ellis, who is here, was recently included in the Mass Transit Magazine's 40 Under 40, which recognizes outstanding individuals making a name in the public transit industry. Dave Hancock is here today as well to say a few words about Somerset. She came to UTA after 12 years at the U of U and has been with us since July 2017. So,
Welcome. Good
Here's some-
morning.
very nice.
Yeah, thank you for the time and thank you, Summer, for being here. I just want to say Summer is one of those people that she can see things in 3D where most of us just see things in 2D. That's one of the talents that she has. And she has just really impacted our group. And a lot of people don't know that her job description is really 50% GIS and 50% transit asset administrator. And as we all know, she gives 100% on the GIS side, but she also takes care of the 50% of the transit asset administrator job as well. So she's putting in long hours and long days and making sure she's getting everything done. And, you know, we have these slides up here of just some of the stuff that she's done. I just want to hit on some of the key parts. And that first one is she really set up that open data portal that allows people to see, you know, key factors of UTA and the data related to our KPIs. And then really she's been instrumental in overlaying all of the as-built plans into the GIS system. So our asset management team can go out and have a map and we know all the assets in this area. And she has just really stepped it up on our GIS side. And so I just want to say congratulations. And Summer, thank you for all you do. And we recognize you for how great you are and thank you.
You have to have some kind of an acceptance speech here. I know this isn't the formal thing, but
I was
you can't
wondering
get out of here without saying something.
I just wanted to say thanks. I didn't realize what an honor it is, and now this is just great. My LinkedIn profile is just, you know, I'm meeting up with so many different people from around the country, and working into this group has been amazing. They're the most supportive, helpful, enthusiastic people. So thank you. Thank you.
And I do know that Dan Hofer really wanted to be here. He's out today, and you know, he has this statement in the article that really just, you know, embodies what Summer does for the group and really for the whole company.
Congratulations.
So we'll have take a picture.
Okay.
The board members can with the plaque.
All right.
Well, I'm jealous in many ways, not the least of which I'll never be able to do anything under 40 again. So, that's a great recognition. So,
Some of us are trying to do 2x40.
so, Carolyn.
Okay, so the other item I want to address is what happened yesterday. As you're aware, charges were filed yesterday by the DA's office regarding the allegations against David Healy. He was a UTA farebox repairman. The UTA police have been working diligently with the DA's office on the investigation, and I commend all their work in this investigation. We cannot comment on the specifics of the investigation because it's ongoing, and we refer everyone to the DA's office to address any other questions. But the charging document does provide all the information available. The allegations are of a serious criminal nature, and we're pleased the DA's office is proceeding. UTA takes these matters very seriously and responded swiftly and cooperated with the DA's office. This is a serious matter, and we do acknowledge there are improvements we need to make, and those efforts are underway. Immediate actions included implementing internal procedures and organizational changes. We are also hiring an audit risk firm to provide an independent and thorough review. We will be starting that next week. There'll be a gentleman from RSM coming in next week on Monday and Tuesday to review our procedures with us and get an update and then make recommendations, and we'll move forward with those. We'll keep you briefed about that. We have conducted an internal review, and per our policy, Mr. Healy is no longer employed at VTA. So if you have any, at UTA, oh, I'm sorry. I know, it's 23 years at VTA, so I'm sorry. He's no longer employed at VTA either.
Well, thank you, and we appreciate the police and our police, transit police, and your staff. While it is an unfortunate thing, we certainly want to make whatever changes, even if it requires some investment, to assure that the integrity of employees and the agency are maintained. So let us know what those recommendations are.
Thank you.
So, thanks. All right. Anything else, Carolyn?
That concludes my report.
Okay, great. Thank you. Next up is a resolution supporting the nomination and reappointment of Beth Holbrook to represent the agency on the Utah Association of Special Districts. Beth, did you want to say anything about that? Or?
Absolutely. Thank you, Mr. Chair. And this actual appointment was previously held by Nisha Christensen from the previous board, and I just concluded her term. And my new existing term will actually start in March of 2020. The reason this is coming up now is because the Utah Association of Special Districts Board has their annual meetings the first part of November 7th to be exact, and you have to acknowledge as an organization the intent to appoint the representative, and so that's what I'm doing, and that is that's about all that is in regards to this. So.
Well, thank you, and I know it's our association with, UASD is an important one, and we appreciate your willingness to serve there.
Thank you.
Ken, if you're interested in
Absolutely, I'll make a
second it.
motion that we approve the resolution supporting the nomination to reappoint Beth Holbrook to represent us with the Utah Association of Special Districts Board.
I'll second that and ask for a roll call.
Trustee Millington,
Aye.
Chair Christensen,
Aye.
Trustee Holbrook.
Aye.
It's unanimous. Thank you.
Thank you. Next item up is contracts, disbursements, and grants, and we've appeared to have reached a settlement on a longstanding case for UTA. David?
Good morning. I'm a little uncomfortable being up here as the attorney. I like typically being back in the shadows. UTA has had a longstanding disagreement with Hamlin Furniture. Hamlin Furniture was originally located in the southwest corner right here behind Frontline's headquarters. Its two portions were involved. First, there was a property condemnation suit that was settled about 2.5, 3 years ago. Under the law, under the federal, what's called the Relocation Act, UTA was obligated to relocate Hamblin Furniture to a new location. That process began early last year and bogged down after a while. Subsequently, the Hamblins, through their attorney, filed a notice of claim. A notice of claim is required under the Utah Government Immunity Act, that if you're going to bring a lawsuit against a governmental governmental agency such as UTA, that you would need to file a notice of claim. They alleged that UTA was at fault for why the relocation stalled. UTA disagreed with this. Outside counsel Rob Hughes was handling this case before the transition of UTA's legal services, and we decided to keep Rob on the case because he had such a deep factual background in the case it didn't make sense to pull it back from him. Subsequently, the Hamblins and UTA agreed to mediate the case through the Office of Property Rights Ombudsman. The Ombudsman is an independent state office whose sole purpose is to mediate disputes between governmental entities such as UTA and property owners in property disputes typically resulting from condemnation suits, which is where this case initially originated from. That was mediated last Thursday, and the parties reached an agreement. During the mediation, Rob Hughes took Mike Benevignu from our claims department and Spencer Bourgoin from real estate as representatives. And Rob reports to me that both of those employees performed very well and provided a lot of insight and helped keep the mediation on track. The mediator from the Ombudsman's office valued the case at $450,000, which was a pretty good evaluation based on how we evaluated should the Hamblins proceed to sue UTA and go to court. The extra $2,260 is the October rent that UTA would have been obligated to pay on the Hamblins' new location. The settlement agreement's in the board packet. We're just asking that the board ratify and direct Carolyn to sign on behalf of the agency to close this out.
Any questions from my colleagues? We certainly have been briefed over time, so thank you. With that, I would entertain a motion approving this settlement agreement.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion that we approve the resolution supporting, supporting the contract settlement agreement with Hamblin.
I'll second that.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? That motion passes. Thank you, David, for that effort and for the rest of the staff that has worked diligently on this particular issue. Next up, there's some complimentary track service requests. Monica Morton, welcome and good morning.
Good morning. I have Alma here with me, and I also have James. James wants to come up. They can assist me. So yes, we have three.
I think Andrea's gonna come.
Or Andrea, yeah, Andrea. So the first request that we have is for complimentary service on tracks, and this is for the Draper Chamber of Commerce. They're going to be touring the Midvale Tracks Garage, and we want to offer them a tour of the facility to educate them about the potential for expansion and to bring a greater awareness of the opportunities that transit can offer to their citizens. We do not have a regular route, and so because of this, we are going to have a special train that will provide for the tour, and we estimate the approximate value of this to be $118. And so with your support and approval, we will go ahead and move forward with this tour.
Any questions? If none, either a question or a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve this complimentary track service for the Draper Chamber.
I'll second.
A motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? That motion passes. Item B.
Thank you. So the second opportunity is a ridership campaign that the marketing department and Andrea Packer is leading out on. This is to encourage ridership on tracks. It's a promotion for a 2-for-1 for 2 days on Friday and Saturday, the 25th and 26th of October. Assuming ridership increases 10%, we estimate the foregone revenue to be approximately $65,000. We will promote riders to invite a family member, friends, coworkers, to ride with them either to work or for a night out on the town. And with your approval, we will continue to build this campaign and start promoting it in time for the end of October this month.
Please.
I just wanted to know when exactly this is going to be starting and kind of some of those parameter details.
Sure. It's approximately a 4-week campaign, and we've been working with Trax and Jeff Lamora for several months, just to kind of reinvigorate attention to Trax and all the places you can go for work or for entertainment, and especially in the wake of the rail construction projects we had earlier this summer. And so we've planned a variety of tactics over the 4 weeks, including some geo-targeted mobile ads that will target events, key events in the area where there are large numbers of people. We have some mobile display ads and a KSL takeover this weekend for conference weekend, which has done very well for us in the past. And then later in the month, we'll start promoting the 2-for-1 pass. And we'll do that with the public and with riders and even with our past partners, just encouraging people to bring a friend. We worked hard on this to make it as easy to implement as possible, where it's just 2-for-1. They show their current pass or activated fare. They don't have to go get a special pass, and we don't have to cover fare boxes or do anything with ticket vending machines or the EFC readers. So we wanted it to be something very simple and easy for us to implement as well as for the users.
Thank you.
So takeover, is that like an invasion, or what is the, how do you?
It's
Are
an
you gonna be on the
industry
radio?
term, so please don't read too much into it from me. It is where we'll be dominant advertisers on KSL's home and splash page for the day.
Okay.
So we've done this in the past for Pioneer Day holiday or for conference weekends, and it's a really good avenue for us to get a lot of local exposure.
Now, is this on all 3 Trax lines?
Correct, yes. We'll be promoting all 3 Trax lanes.
Okay.
If there aren't any questions, I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion that we approve the complimentary buddy pass for the UTA ridership campaign.
Second?
A motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion passes. That takes us to item C.
Okay, thank you. So the last item, this is an opportunity we have with the Utah chapter of American Planning Association. They have several tours related to regional transportation and urban planning issues. So UTA will provide vans and drivers to shuttle conference attendees. There are a list that you received in the packet of those tours. It has been altered slightly. We would be removing the Sandy Expo on Thursday and Friday. That would no longer be part of this request. And we will also be moving the architecture tour on Friday. So the approximate value of this complimentary van service is about $1,000. And if you are in support of this request, then we will go ahead and provide vans and drivers for the tour.
Monica, when is this event taking place?
It is this week.
Thank you. With that, I'll make a motion that we approve the complimentary van service for the Utah chapter of American Association.
I'll second that.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion passes. I think that takes care of everything.
It does for this meeting. Thank you.
And thanks to the others for their efforts and their outreach. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it brings us to other business, and that is our meeting on October the 9th at 9 a.m. I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Our meeting stands adjourned. Thank you.